and please leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite part of the video is. And we'll be back next week, guys. We do this every week. We're here. We're in the building. We're present. And we're here in the church in Jesus' name. And we just want to take a moment to worship Him and thank the Lord for everything He's doing at this time, Lord God. And could you act interested, Gina, please? Like,
Okay, welcome to Blunt Wisdom motherfucking podcast. We love.
Hey, let's get it. Oh, wait. Oh,
We've been live.
Oh, that was live. That's wild disrespect.
I was, letting you introduce yourself organically. So you already know your guests up here, your girl Gina and
Jazz.
Okay. So what's up, Lonz? You want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, y'all? My name Lonz. That's really all I got to say right now. We'll get deeper into it. You know what I mean? But we here came to support Blunt Wisdom Podcast. BWP, if you will. I mean, so we in the building this evening. BWP.
Okay.
BWP.
I'm good with the acronyms. Like my acronym game crazy.
You posted the link?
I'm posting it now.
Okay. So welcome. I gotta bring heavy energy when we go live. It's crazy because last time we did a live, JT was controlling it, so I did not know how it was really gonna go. So he's playing homie's track, and I'm out here mad loud introducing the pod. And Justin talking about, yo, you did good, but you was talking too much in the beginning. I'm like, bro, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. But anyway, so welcome. I know it's late, but better late than never.
Never late is better.
We do have a special guest here right now from Texas, but raised in Harlem, right?
Thank you for clarifying. Because listen, you move out of the state, niggas be like, oh, you from Texas? I'm like, cut that out, bro. Actually, never going nowhere. Like, watch your mouth. Anyway, grew up in the Bronx and Harlem, so back and forth.
And I know how you want to talk about how I know you, Alani?
Oh, this is the homie. So 124. If you know, the homie was on 124 many moons ago. And then we just became cool on the gram because my cousin was on 124, which I still watch. If y'all haven't seen that, y'all should probably watch that. It's still on YouTube. It's real timeless.
You know they took it down.
Nah, it's still up there.
But it's not.
But it's not on the original
one.
channel. Yeah. Because I know Commodore had it on his channel. After the whole thing happened, that got taken down. So
what thing happened? You got inside scoop down?
Nah, with Keisha.
Rest in peace.
So after she passed, I think they took the whole shit down. Anyway, my cousin was on it. Her character was funny as hell.
I could not act for shit.
She really couldn't, bro.
But I had really good time.
Horrible fucking acting, but it was good.
Time out, because first of all, he a fan of Marty. That's how he got here to begin with. So let's not shit on my acting skills, because first of all, if you ain't like it, you wouldn't have slid in the DMs. So let's cut it out.
All right.
Let's cut it out. Boom.
Slid in the DMs like 2017. All right, anyway.
That was
27.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
It's long, yo. It's long.
Huh? You want to sit down?
Jump in. Listen.
So we talking about the title is Therapy Daddy, because this one over here be hashtagging Therapy Daddy because he go to therapy, which was why I wanted him to come up here today. It's all jokes and laughs, but at the end of the day, he do definitely got some knowledge to give out to the world.
And it's crazy because, like, if I knew it was gonna be therapy, I got a shirt that says Therapy Daddy.
For real?
Yeah, I got a V-neck. My friend made me a V-neck. Shout out, Beth.
That's fire.
Her friend made a V-neck, and then it got hashtag Therapy Daddy gold across it. I haven't worn it in a minute, but
Damn.
What made you want to start therapy?
I got tired of my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it is. I got tired of my own bullshit, and I think, being a minority for sure, like being a black man especially, like I'll just say men in general, we all need to go to therapy. Everybody needs to go to therapy, men and women alike, but especially men, because like we're always taught, I feel, to be like, oh, walk it off, pray it off, whatever it may be, and we're not really taught to actively be dealing with our emotions in a way that's healthy and where we could like improve upon ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I got tired of my own bullshit. I've been told a few times like, oh, maybe you should consider therapy, things like that. But I think what it is too is like I had just turned 30, I was about to turn 31. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why am I 30 still doing the same shit I was doing when I was like 23, 24?
Self-reflection.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
really takes that moment of like, yo, what the fuck am I doing for you to really be like, all right, man, I need to start getting that together. And then like trying to live in my own truth and follow my path of where I want to be at in life is like, yo, I'm gonna have to address um, my past issues.
Right.
So that was the biggest starting point of that.
How long have you done therapy?
I mean, not that I'm counting, but it's about to be like 500 days. So like, it's been like a year and some change. I started January 30th of last year, so
Oh, cool.
it's been it's gonna be a year and like 5 months end of this month. So,
Oh, nice.
you
That's
know,
good.
yeah, and I started first of all my job. Thankfully, they have like the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so a lot of people start off with that. 15 free sessions a year. So I was going like
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. We get taken care of. So I was doing it every week for a certain amount of time, and then I got to a point of like, going every week can become tiring, become really tiresome, and like
But especially because you're unloading like heavy shit. Like you're not just going there to just chat and be friends with somebody.
right, you really talking about shit that affects you. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you're going every week, you're forced to really look within yourself and you gotta address your own shit.
Mhm.
And that's hard as fuck because
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
for
yo,
sure.
like
Not everyone is ready to fully
Yeah.
take accountability for what they.
We say that all
accountability.
the time. All
And
the
and it's
time.
I feel like accountability is something that's so missing in our generation because
Yeah.
it's just like
In the world in general,
right
accountability is.
and I feel like our
lacking.
and I feel like our parents' generation especially they weren't very accountable about things because our grandparents weren't accountable about
Right.
things. They were just told like this is what I say is law and that's it.
We
And
were
that's passed
literally
down to
just
us.
talking about this.
You know what I mean? And so we're the generation that like we gotta undo a lot of the fucking shit
Mhm.
that has happened with our parents and grandparents.
Do you have hope for our society?
I do, but I think what it is that niggas need to start really holding themselves accountable for things and like, stop holding on to the petty bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to be able to move on from things. I find that a lot of people hold ground, myself included. Like there's still stuff that, that's happened in my past that I still think about and make a face. It's like that shit happened, like,
But I can attest that you're actually a good guy. Like they're like how they you are though, for real. He has a really good heart. For real.
Thank you so much for saying that, Gina. I appreciate that. That was lovely. Thank you. You feel great. It's like, no, but I appreciate you. So uh I started off going every week to therapy. And
Do you have a male or female therapist?
then I got my therapist is a white woman. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. It's kind of crazy. And I know
Did you pick it or it was just
so with the EAP, you call up, you be like, hey, I want to start using my free sessions for whatever the issue may be, right?
Mhm.
And then you have somebody that'll ask you kind of questions about like, okay, talk about that. For me, it was like relationships, but like I had to deal with shit with relationships with my moms.
yeah, because it always stems
It
from
stems from
childhood.
that. You know what I'm saying? I love my
Yeah,
mom,
right.
love you to death. You already know what it is. But I had to really start addressing issues with my moms to address issues that I had with other women.
Right.
Because like the first relationship I had with a woman was my mom in that type of way. But you know what
No,
I mean?
of course. Just like a girl with their
With
dad.
their
So, father,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I started off weekly. My first session was fucking word vomit. That's the one thing I tell anybody that asks me about therapy, like, oh, what was your first session? Like, how did it start off? Like, it's word vomit because you're throwing out so many fucking
Because
things.
you don't even know where to start.
Yeah,
or
where
what
do
they're
you
gonna
start?
do.
Like
Right.
wherever you feel comfortable,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
just start at whatever comes out.
You just start talking.
Yeah, and then your therapist is going to write down certain things.
I'll be like, bitch, what you putting on that paper?
Yeah. But it's good though because it's like it gives them a chance, it's like a get to know you kind of thing, but like you're
Right.
just throwing everything out there.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, you start to kind of have more of a focus on like, all right, this is something I want to discuss. This is something that's happening.
Yeah.
Whatever. So like it was every week. And as I found myself getting better in my issues or my qualms with myself and with other people, whatever it may be, I started going less and less. So now I go like every month.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it changed? Like, do you feel like you're out of a good place, or do you feel like you just did that because you just don't want to deal with it?
I feel good. I feel pretty good. Like, especially in the past couple months, like where I've just been going through a lot of things, and I've had to learn to kind of set boundaries and like put myself first. You know what I'm saying? And stop putting myself in situations where I'm like not being valued the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I know women are always taught to like, put yourself in, you have to treat yourself.
Self-care.
Yeah, self-care.
Yeah.
But niggas got to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Men are
Yeah.
not taught enough to do that. I'm not trying to make it a man versus woman thing, but like we need to
Everybody
be on that
should.
same page.
Yeah.
Correct. You know what I mean?
It's like having a balance of putting yourself first, but still being like mindful of others.
Correct. Yeah, and that balance is key. You know. So right now, yeah, I'm in a pretty good place, but I mean, shit, the session I had in March was horrible. So it just really depends on what you go through. I mean, for me, I check in with myself, and I'm like, all right, I like to go monthly so I can at least keep a cadence and like update my therapist on things that are going on, even when things are good. And I think a lot of folk they get to a point where they're like, all right, I'm good, but then they just stop going completely. You gotta
until something bad happens, and then you
want to go back. Yeah, I think it's important to continue doing that even when things are good. You gotta check in with yourself, but you also have
it's just so expensive. They don't make
that's
it
the bad
easy.
thing about that. Yeah,
To
you have that
just
benefit
go.
of
Yeah.
having free
Absolutely.
sessions, but
but not everyone has that.
yeah.
Because I mean,
The insurance don't cover that shit.
No, that's the problem with the healthcare. One of the problems with healthcare now is that mental health is so unattainable.
it's under prioritized for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, even after I did my 15 last year, I was paying like $70 a session, so it's not.
Oh, that's not terrible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a session that's once a week. That should add up.
Oh yeah, no, there's people that pay $200, $300.
Yeah, but that shit should actually be free.
$300 for your ass to tell me like what I already know.
That's the thing. We know the information, but hearing it from someone else's perspective, it makes it different.
Correct. Like perfect example of that. Like when I was like I met my cousin's wife a while back, and I was telling her some of the things that I've gone through with dating and shit like that. And like this was my first time meeting her. She was like, "Bro, like I don't even know you like that, and I can tell you you're dating down." I was like,
shit.
"Fuck." People been telling me that for mad long. Like you got to date somebody in your range, like somebody that's on your level.
Yeah.
And hearing that from somebody that didn't know me like that was like,
Like a wake-up call.
And they can tell your aura, like
you know what I'm saying? Like so, it takes shit like that. That's what I'm saying. The therapy thing is important, but it's also it can. I don't think people talk about the downsides of therapy, which sometimes if you're going through some real heavy shit, sometimes you come out of therapy feeling horrible. Sometimes you come out feeling worse than what you felt going in. My session in March was like, why the fuck am I even doing this shit?
Well, because we get sidetracked and we ignore everything that we feel inside until we go and we talk about it, and then they dig in deep into other shit that you don't even really know what's going on inside.
But then even that, that was a tough session. But then the session I just had before I came home was like, damn, I'm actually, it's a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up here, sometimes you're in the middle, sometimes 75, 50, 25, 100, 130. It just depends on.
That's a healing journey, period.
It is, and I think what we also got to recognize is that healing is never linear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could be different situations that trigger you.
You feel me?
People, scenarios. This one got road rage, so.
I don't got see. What we not going to do is disrespect me on the pod. Right?
I was like,
I be tired of niggas. Yo, get the fuck out the way, man. You over here like, man, move, man. And then here's the shit that pisses me off about Texas. Yo, the red lights is mad long. Niggas just sit like, bro, whoop. I got somewhere to be. So like, if I'm telling you I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes, you gotta add 15 to that because the red lights literally each take like 5 minutes to clear.
Hell.
You be sitting there waiting mad long in the red light, but we got way faster speed limits. Like speed limit like 75, so I'll be like pushing 90. Yo, I'm calling that. Anyway,
but I ask you a question.
Oh yeah, please do.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
First or second page.
Oh shit. First page. All right, here we go. Yes, sister. You want to hurry
I'm trying to go.
Speak to it.
Okay.
Move faster.
What are 3 things you look for in a partner?
3. Ooh, yeah, this is good. This is good. 3 things I look for in a partner. What your goals are like.
Hi, CP.
Like, what is it that you are looking to accomplish? What have you accomplished? You know what I'm saying? Like, goals are key. You know what I'm saying? I think self-awareness is another big thing. Like, because accountability, honesty, all that shit falls into self-awareness. Like, are you self-aware? Do you know your faults, and are you working on trying to improve those faults? As long as you're working on yourself, like, we can work with that.
Yeah.
I feel like too many people, men and women, like, just don't feel like that they need to work on themselves. It's just like, oh, well, I'm good the way I am, and that comes from our parents because it's like that's the way I am.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Ignore.
You know what I'm saying? Your parents don't want to apologize. That's just how it is. Like, no, nigga, that's not how the fuck it is. Change it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 2. And number 3, values. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very big family person. I got a huge fucking family. You know what I'm saying? So family is very important to me. How do you look at your, and if you have a fucked up family dynamic, I get it. Because I've found that, like, as I've gotten older, a lot of people do not have the same family dynamic that I have. Like, there's people that, like, I talk to my moms every day. Like, we call each, like, when I'm at home, we talk every day. And I be asking them, like, how often you talk to your moms on the phone? Like, every 3 weeks. I'm like, yo, well, I can't imagine that. But with my pops, we don't talk that much on the phone because we've had a different relationship. Our relationship is in a way better place now, but we don't talk that often. So, what are your family values? And not that we can't match up if we don't have the same family vibes, but, like, can I see us at family events
together meshing? Yeah, like, would you get along with my? Yeah,
right? Because if you can't, you gotta fucking go. Stop.
Yeah,
it's clip for that. So
yeah, I can vouch for that. Me and my family are very close to, and that's always a big thing. Like, if you can't mesh with my family, it doesn't work because we do so many things together that it's just you kind of have to be able to just blend in with.
I'm the opposite. I will leave the country and not give a flying fuck with my husband and my kids and be just fine. But I still have hella values and family values, and I see things. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm out here.
Yeah. No, that's real. I mean, it's all
self-awareness, like you said. At least correct. I know what the issues are.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, niggas gotta have these conversations, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to my little sisters today. I seen them for the first time in like 10 years. Like, damn. Yeah. So we hung out today. It was nice. I got to see my little sisters. I was talking to the youngest one, and she was saying that, like, she been chatting here and there with this dude that's white, and they friends or whatever. And I was like, well, how would your mom you think she would feel? And I was like, because like, I've dated out of my race. Not that I have a preference, but I just date whoever I find attractive. But I'm like, if you ever decide to date this dude, that is a conversation you're gonna have to have. Unfortunately, this day and age, like, niggas are still racist. Like, people's parents still have issues with, people dating out of their race for whatever fucking reason. I was in Texas. It's like extra racist. It's no. So actually, my aunt, she, shout out auntie, you know what I'm saying? She married a white guy. She was living up there in Dallas, and, like, it's normal. It's pretty. You see quite a few interracial couples. What I will say is, like, when it comes to Black and Hispanic, you see Black and Mexican, which I've never seen up here. I've never seen a Black and
Mexicans in Texas.
Exactly. Yeah, like, one of my closest homegirls, Leak, what up? You know what I'm saying? Shout out Leaky. One of my closest homies is Black and Mexican. Like, she told me, my mom is Mexican. Black and Mexican. I'm like, oh, yeah, right by the fucking border. Yeah. Duh. You know what I'm saying? It's right there.
Right next door.
But I say all that to say, like, those are the kind of conversations that you have to have. And a lot of people, where they go wrong is not having these conversations, whether it be about dating, family values. Like, you have to have the hard conversations for you to be able to be in a successful relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I've made mistakes, man. I done fucked up. Like, it took me a hot minute to get to where I'm at. And I'm still single. You know what I'm saying? But that's also because I'm not trying to rush into nothing. I'm just like, when the right thing comes along, cool, I'll go for it. But until then, I'm enjoying my own company. I'm focused on my own growth and being satisfied with myself.
As we get older and more aware of, like, what we want and what we don't want, we become more understanding of what we do want because
Correct.
we were so in toxic relationships or we went through XYZ. So now we know specifically what we don't want. Hopefully we learned lessons and now we just want to, you know what I'm saying, do better and have better for ourselves. We're not getting younger. So
Yeah.
We want to say let's get married. Jagged edge. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. That's real. Question freestyle.
All right.
Air sign. It's us. Thanks, guys.
All right, let's see what we got going on.
What did you got going on? Please ask me. Whatever you want. Whatever you feel.
Actually, you know what I do want to ask you?
Ask away.
So you speak 5 languages.
5 langues, voilà.
Yeah.
Le français, l'italien, le portugais, l'espagnol, et l'anglais. Voilà.
What made you want to learn those languages?
Shit, you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Wait, tell the audience how many languages you speak.
We literally just
No, but you said it in another language. So for people who don't understand, tell them in English
5.
what languages
So
you speak.
What?
This is the fire.
English. This is that area.
Air.
So this is why Jazz and I get along because we're air signs. We don't yell. We don't raise our voice.
Okay.
English.
Tell
Le
I'll do it in my
français,
quiet
French, español, italiano, and portugués. 5. So that's all, basically all the Romance languages. So really, the reason I started learning Spanish, first of all, my sister, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, shout out Raquel, she Dominican, so she used to always speak to me in Spanish when I was younger and shit like that. But like I had a thing for Latinas like my whole life, so like going back to the whole dating out of your race thing, I'm like, yo, probably gotta learn this shit because like if I meet somebody's mom and they be like.
Oh, yeah.
Ese negro aquí que oh. I mean, like, yo, tranquila, please respect me. Like, don't do that. You know, so that was why I started learning it. But then, real talk, like in high school, I was horrible in science and math. That was not my shit. So, like senior year, I dropped science and dropped math, and I picked up French and Italian. Like, I was studying Italian by myself. Like, I had a dictionary, just started learning words. Like, I had the Rai channel, which is like the Italian channel, so I would watch that shit. Started kind of picking it up from there. But then with the Romance languages, they all got that same Latin base. You feel me? So you start to pick up on different, you know, grammar and stuff like that. And in college, I was majoring in business, and then there was a whole bunch of math involved. And the nightmare started over. So I dropped all that math, and then like my uncle passed away, so I like dropped 2 classes, and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna change my major. Had I known back then that GPA didn't really make a difference, I wouldn't have thought about it. That's why I started taking more languages. So I double majored Spanish and French, and had the Italian minor. Then yeah, so that's
and then
the
you
short
live
story.
in France.
I lived in France, Italy. Yeah. So
Really?
Yeah.
For how long?
Like a year. Yeah. So that was my thing. I didn't want to study abroad. Like I didn't want to have to do work. Like, you know, after I graduate college, I'm gonna go out there. My French teacher, she held it down. She was like, "Yo, this program, you should apply for it." I applied. I'm like,
I wish
ended up
I
getting
wish
in.
more kids like I wish I would have known about that back then. I definitely would.
I mean,
Like
you can still
studying
do
abroad
it.
stuff?
Yo,
Yeah.
you can still do it though. That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize like teaching abroad is such a big thing. You just teach English.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
And
that's
like,
true.
especially if you do it in Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, like they're what they will pay you the fuck out of you. They will pay you so well, spoil you, all that, you know.
Wow.
But you just gotta. I think what it is, unfortunately, is just, you just gotta have the time. You just gotta have the ability.
Yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean? 'Cause if
But
you're holding an apartment down, you gotta wait till your lease is up.
Yeah.
Shit.
true.
That's kind of the short version of how I learned them all. I think my music brain and my language brain kind of come together, so it makes it a little easy for me to pick that
Tell
up.
the people what you do for music.
Oh, you already know we play keys. You know what I'm saying? We produce. You know what I'm saying? We out here. So at Lonz Cityy with 2 Y's. If you are interested, Lonz Cityy on Spotify with 2 Y's. You know what I'm saying? I'm on all streaming platforms. You're gonna know this name real soon. So piano's definitely got me through a lot of stuff. My long-term breakup, I actually started taking piano lessons right before that happened. So I was in a relationship for 5 years. Started taking piano and taekwondo around the same time. You know, I did taekwondo for 2 years when I was younger, 12 and 14, and I quit right before red belt. So I picked it back up, and me and my ex broke up like a month after. Like she moved out 2 months after that. So we were living together, broken up. Like it was.
That's
Down
always
and
a
all
tough,
shit.
a
That
tough
was
situation.
And
Yeah.
you would think I would have gone to therapy after. that. But I didn't.
Not yet.
Yeah.
It ain't settled in yet.
It wasn't settling in, so it wasn't until like a couple of years after that. I broke right with her right before I turned 29. We separated. So the taekwondo and the piano really got me through that. Music has always been my thing. So
A black belt now. Shout out to you.
appreciate you. So did I probably ran with a bunch of shit. What was the question?
Have you ever? Oh, why did you learn the language?
Oh, okay.
You pretty much answered it. Yeah.
I'll be rambling.
It's okay. Have you ever heard somebody say something about you?
Nah.
In another language?
No. I haven't dealt with that. When I was in Italy, though, like, okay, and I'm gonna keep it a stack right now. Everybody's like, oh, Italy's mad racist. Yes and no. I think what it is like as a Black American, anywhere in Europe, if they know you're American, it's different. But if they see you like, if you're like a migrant worker, that's when you get bullshit. And I think I got lucky in Italy because like I speak the language fluently. You know what I mean? So it's like cool, no problem.
Yeah.
But there was one time when we was in Genova and I was buying water. This guy getting on the train to go back to my ex's house. I was dating a girl out there too. Oh my god. I'm gonna like this is why I'm single now because I'm like, why were you in so many fucking relationships, bro? Like, just be single anyway.
How many relationships you was in?
Long term?
Yeah.
Three. But that was all through my 20s though. So basically, from the time I was like 20 to like 28.
Yeah, that's kind of not the norm, but that's usually what happens. Like you're in long term relationships.
And I mean, I had periods where I was single for like 2-3 months here and there, but my issues I would jump into.
That's the biggest problem with everybody.
We'll get back to that. But anyway, so I went to buy the water, and I told her, "Oh, grazie." He just kind of put the money on the table.
Wow. He didn't expect it.
Yeah, he was definitely a racist for sure. The way he looked at me, and then my ex's friend, well, she wasn't really friends with him. She was in Queens. She would come around us, and we would all go out to dinner. This bitch wouldn't even speak to me.
Really?
What?
Because she was a fucking racist. She had an issue with like me being black. Her boyfriend, all the other friends were cool. This bitch was just standing there looking at me dirty. Like I'm like, I would fucking body like yeah, nah, and I was waiting for her to say some shit to me so I could bang it on her, but she knew not to cross that line.
Yeah.
It's like that in Europe. There's certain places where there's just people are just fucking ignorant. Even here,
Oh
that
yeah,
happens everywhere.
I feel like everywhere there's some sort of
some sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
Speaking of language.
Yeah, for sure. People judge a lot just by face value. Yeah,
all the time.
For sure. That's crazy. Well, that's what's up though, because being multilingual must be very beneficial.
I
can imagine.
I mean, I don't really use it for work anymore like I used to. I used to use French all the time. I'm in a role where it's not really necessary. So
yeah.
But you never know in the future. So
what's your favorite language?
Oh, that's hard.
Or actually, what was the easiest language to learn? Really? Well, Italian and Spanish, I can see. Portuguese, also, I can see.
Yeah.
Spanish and Portuguese.
I would imagine French.
It's hard, right?
I did French for like a semester in high school.
They got like that weird like accent.
Voilà.
Like the.
Il y a le problème avec la prononciation aussi. Voilà. Because like the R is in the back of your throat, so you're saying, what I mean? I took a phonetics class with part of my major, and so that really helped with pronunciation.
Cool.
Because like if you say tu, that's like all, like tu sa, whatever. But if you say tu, that means like you. So like the U and the OU is U and U, two different sounds. And if you don't know that, like you could say tu va, and they'd be like, what? Like everything goes, rather than tu va, which is like you go. You know what I'm saying? So
do they sell? I'm actually a really stupid question.
No.
Do they sell like a lot of French toast and French fries?
You know, French fries are not even French.
I figured that.
They came. I think they're Dutch.
Something.
And French toast?
Denmark. I don't know. Okay, yeah. I think they started in Denmark or something with a D. The French fries.
Yeah. I mean,
French toast too.
I've never had French toast. That's American.
Yeah.
I wonder why they call it that though.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they call French.
I got.
We use a lot of French words too, like Renaissance. That means rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Are you a positive person?
yeah, I like to think I used to be a lot. When shit will go wrong, I'll be like, why is this happening? You know, and like I came up with like a little corny thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening to you; it's happening for you. And sometimes you gotta kind of like change your outlook on things.
Yeah.
But that's true. I mean,
Yeah, I think when we have expectations, that's when we get fucked up.
expectations are the worst thing in the world.
In general, just like with anything. You apply for a job,
I'm gonna get
this
it.
interview
Yeah.
get fired, da 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 da. Man, I went through that so many times when I was living in Florida. I used to get so fucking mad. It's like,
About jobs?
yeah.
Jobs are crazy now. You go on Indeed, click every fucking thing, and never get a call back
The
for
problem
anything.
is you're going on Indeed. You can't do
What? But
fucking
there's no other like legit things you can go on.
I mean, LinkedIn is cool, and then you also,
Well, yeah, but you
also
have
gotta-
to have like a whole profile, right?
yeah. But I mean, you really just got to go on the actual company website.
That's true.
And the biggest thing too is like knowing people. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? A lot of people get put on because they know folk. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But
Mhm.
the job market is crazy. Anyway, I used to be very, very negative. I used to.
You feel like therapy helped you?
Yes, therapy helped. I think I started becoming more positive when I moved out of Florida and things started working out in my work situation, and I started kind of affirming myself a lot more and learning about. Yeah,
I always say that.
that's why I left. You know, like I came back from. I'm always bouncing off different topics. But anyway, I was used to like I lived in New York my whole life. When I came back from being abroad, I didn't want to be here anymore. I was just like, what? You get to a point in New York where it's tiring. You know, hustle and bustle all the time. It's hard to get a start out here unless you got family with money or like unless you just get put into the right opportunity. So for me, moving away was like I need to get somewhere else so that if I do decide to come back here, you know, I'll be comfortable. But I think as I've gotten older and been through things and experienced shit, gone through ups and downs, I've definitely become a lot more positive. Learning about affirmation, like what you say, like what you speak out there is what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
So
And
it's
then not in a
become
literal
things.
sense, but you know,
But it's true.
yeah, you know,
So it's become things, and the more you tell yourself positive
the better.
information,
Are you
the
raising
more
your hand?
positive your life will be.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. I didn't.
Yeah,
Y'all
bro.
was vibing. I didn't want
In
to
the
just
cut.
jump. Yeah. I'm gonna just be on the outskirts. But what I wanted to know when it comes to therapy, right?
Uh-huh.
When you first started, did you have to break like the stigma for your family or your close friends while you were going through it? Because the idea of therapy in our community is it's leaning more positive now, but a while ago it was very negative. So how did you deal with that?
I want to say that my family is. I got a very supportive family. I have a very, very, very supportive family. Thankfully, my mom's. She's told me in the past, like, oh, I think you should see somebody. Unfortunately, with that, it's a double-edged sword because people tell you that you should see somebody, but they don't fucking do it themselves.
And
So that's
sometimes
kind
when
of-
you're told something, you don't want to do it just because you're being
Right.
told to do it, especially by a parent.
Yeah. So I mean, I think for me, it was a pretty. I mean, when I tell my family about it now, they're all like impressed. Like, I'm glad you're doing that. Like, pour into yourself, stuff like that. But a lot of people aren't doing it because they're not ready to face that. One of my cousins I've been talking to recently, it's my family and shit. We've been reconnecting a lot on that, and he asked me questions. He kind of asked the same questions about therapy, like what was your first session, like stuff like that. And I mean, I think what it is people's opinions are gonna be there, but it's all about who you surround yourself with. You know, friends, all my friends are like, yo, keep doing it. Because I got friends that go to therapy. My family, some people in my family go, but a lot of people don't. But I'd like to think that, me going is kind of like a catalyst for them wanting to do better for themselves and wanting to want better for themselves. So it's been generally positive though. I haven't really experienced anything negative. I mean, I dated a girl a while back that was like, "Oh, you go to therapy because you hate yourself," but she was a fucking narcissist.
What
so-
the fuck?
Yeah, she was. We're not even
Who
gonna talk about
says
it. She was a
that?
What
fucking
the
nut job.
fuck?
She needed help.
She just
but-
didn't want you to get better because then you wouldn't be dealing with her shit.
Or
Yeah, which is why we don't. She's blocked and everything. She's clipped. But yeah, it's been positive, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and there's actually a really good page that I follow on Instagram when I'm actually on it. It's called Express Yourself Black Man, and the dude really gives good resources, especially because you know how it is in our community. We have a lot of shit that we have to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to take away from anybody else's suffering, but in the black community, especially, I feel like there's always that you got to pray it off or ask God. Like, and God will be there. God will help you get through it. But faith without works is dead, and that's what people forget all the time. It's just like, oh, we'll just pray. No, you have to be doing the work in order for it to manifest itself. You know, so it's been positive, man. That's really the best I can put it. It's been positive. I think everybody that I've told in my family has just been supportive, nothing less than supportive. So
I feel like for the people who can't afford therapy, like there are other ways to do it, like including myself. Like I can't afford therapy, but I've been through some shit. So for me, it's like I journal.
yeah,
I listen to a lot of like inspiring people who've been through similar things, podcasts, YouTube, meditate. I'm heavy on like crystals now and just understanding the ways of life. Just educate yourself. Like knowledge is key. So it's like, yes, we can't pay someone to do it, but you can invest in yourself and figure out other ways.
absolutely.
So as long as you have the self awareness of what's going on and why you feel the way you feel and stuff like that, like you'll be all right because it's a step.
It
Yeah.
is.
and I think it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people, people who want to grow. Because you get some people that just have like enablers and they don't point out the things that you need to work on. It's important to have people that call you on your shit and are like, okay, whatever. Because even you can,
Have to.
you know how they like have those like memes that say like, oh, friend conversations or like therapy or whatever. In a sense, it
It
is
is.
because you pour out what you have to pour out or whatever, and then you get good constructive criticism or good guidance from people. So it's important to surround yourself with people who can help you. Not just
Even if we don't even know like what we saying, like as long as you're saying it out loud, it's for you to hear it too. Like even when we do like the podcast and we record our episodes and I listen back to a lot of the things that I say and I'm like, I was right, or like, damn, I already said that, or it's helpful.
Yeah, saying it out loud.
Yeah.
That helped me with a lot of shit. Like me and my ex broke up, my long-term ex. I'm not trying to keep bringing that up. Like it's just so
You have
it's
to
so
do it.
relevant. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I had to say a lot of shit out loud to
Mhm.
remind myself of why this shit needed to end. Like, yo, she did such and such, or like I felt this, or like I did this. Like, why am I still? You know, sometimes you have to say shit out loud to like kind of like hear yourself say it and be like, all right.
Yeah, because
that's
if
how I
not,
move forward.
you don't even know. Like sometimes you have to take a step back to even realize that you in some type of situation like that because you don't know.
Yeah.
You in the shit so long or however long it becomes routine, it becomes comfortable, and then it's like, okay, why is this happening? You don't even know why, so you take a step back and you ask yourself all these questions and you say things out loud.
Yeah.
Like you say.
Look at things outside.
And I think
Bro raised his hand. Wow.
no, you're good, you're good.
I feel bad.
Don't worry about it. I was just gonna say, to all three of your points, the one thing that stood out to me was I think people don't understand they go to therapy whether they like it or not. But you're either doing it in a positive way or negative way.
Right.
So, for example, Gina listed all the things that she did that was a positive therapy session for her when she's doing these things. But some people don't realize that drinking liquor can be a form of therapy. Smoking weed is a form of therapy. There's a bunch of negative ways that you use to cope with whatever you're going through that is a form of therapy. So you're going to therapy whether you like it or not. Now it's just about how can you use those sessions in a positive manner to put you in a better position.
Right. I think the biggest thing with that, bro, is like you gotta be. I keep saying it. You gotta be ready to address your own bullshit.
Yeah,
'Cause you can go to a therapy session and like niggas be lying. Like I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like I went to a couples therapy session with my ex years ago, and like I was not ready to be honest about some of the shit that was going on because I had never gone to therapy myself. So like I was in there fucking fronting, you know. and it was
Just
a
to
waste
make
of
her
time.
happy and be quiet.
You know what I mean? I wasn't ready to deal with it. You know, like it was periods where like my mom was like, maybe we should go talk to your therapist. I'm like, we can't go talk to my therapist until you
Go
talk
on
to
your
your
own.
own.
Yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's really all about: are you ready to deal with that? Are you ready to better yourself? Are you ready to call out your own shit? You know, and like Jazz was saying, with being accountable, like my niggas in my circle be like, bro, you fucked up. I got a lot of female friends. Like, I'm gonna be real. I got so many because I was raised around women, and the thing I love about having so many female friends is because they'll spit shit to me from a woman's perspective. Like when I'm going through shit with women, I talk to women about that. I'm not really going to talk to my niggas about
Right.
something I'm going through with women because a lot of them have that viewpoint like, oh, these bitches, da 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 da. They have a very manly point of view.
Yeah.
Sometimes toxic masculine point of view.
Yeah.
You know, and so sometimes you got to seek that opinion from somebody that's like minded.
Yeah.
But as far as my circle, you know, a lot of them are on the same page. We all want to grow. We all are ready to deal with our own shit, so we can talk about therapy. Like, you know, me and my best friend, we talk about our sessions. Like, we get in depth about the shit that we talk about. You know, like there's times I called her and be like, "Yo, I fucking hate this shit." She's like, "Nah, you know why you're doing this? Like,
Right.
it's a shitty session,
Right.
but you gotta keep going.
It's a bigger purpose
You
behind it.
have to keep going, bro. That's the one thing about therapy. Once you start it, you have to keep going. Even when you feel better.
Okay, so when do you feel like that's it?
I don't think.
Because I mean, at some point, like
I don't think
you
it's
don't
ever.
have to stop.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's ever gonna be it for me. I think it's just more so I go less because I go monthly.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? God forbid something happened tomorrow. You know, I would start going to it more. You know, but it's I don't know. For me, it's become something that's so routine because you know they say it takes like a month to make something into a habit.
Yeah, 30 days.
Right? So for me, it's been 500 days. You know, 500 days.
But do you feel like you fall short of like some of the things you've learned? Because I feel like sometimes like anything, like routine, like we got so comfortable with things and we're like, all right.
It depends on who it's because like I was in a situation where I saw the toxic side of me from 2011 come out.
Some people could trigger you.
You feel me?
That's
like,
real.
You gotta also you have to remove yourself from those situations.
Right, but that's growth. And if you wasn't in therapy, you wouldn't be able to acknowledge the shit that you was in and be able to move forward because you would have been stuck in that situation.
Because Lonzo came out. Like we only talk about Lonzo. That's a different like, he's dead and gone, but like he came out and it was just like, bro. And I think what it is too is like we all gotta acknowledge we all got toxic in us. Everybody has toxicity. But how are you keeping that shit at bay? How are you dealing with that?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all part of that self-awareness. I know I got toxic shit with me. Like, I'm not perfect. I know I got a lot of shit with me. I'm not an easy person to deal with. However, me taking these steps daily, you know, to recognize that, going and talk to people about it, talk to my therapist about it, having those hard conversations is bringing me to that point that I need to be at. So I don't think I'm ever gonna fully stop. I think I'll just go less and less and less like I've been doing.
Just check in.
Yeah, checking in is helpful too, though, because it's like I feel like you need to check in to kind of remind yourself of where you've been at and where you're at now.
But then, especially when you meet new people, right? Like you're saying, people trigger you. Don't know where this new energy is coming from, what they got going on, and stuff like that. So
it shit may not trigger you as much as it used to. Like,
right.
You know, me and my mom's had like a not a heated conversation there, but it got a little. It got a little whatever you want to call it. Like I wasn't, you know, my mom she gets a little sometimes. It is what it is. But like we was able to talk about it, and then that was it. I know the therapy's working for me because I feel myself get ready. You ready to talk now? No, I'm not. I'm talking about my mom. You ready to talk now? Like, you ready?
Yeah, like you
ready to circle back?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is growth though, because it's hard to not have a reaction.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yo, it's and like it doesn't matter how long you go to therapy, man. It's our human reaction is to fucking fire off.
Yeah.
Niggas criticize you. Like, first of all, your fucking nose is big as fuck. Like who you talking to? Like, I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? Like our natural reaction is to shoot back, but sometimes, you know, even though shooting back may feel like or not shooting back may make you feel guilty for not talking back. Sometimes, yo, we need that
Yeah,
fire back
or-
off.
yeah.
That's something I've
It's just
learned
not
too.
even worth it.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not every
With
action
nobody.
deserves a reaction. You know,
Right.
sometimes you just gotta let shit
It's
slide.
But because you want to have a mature conversation and when to discuss and come up with a solution. But at that moment, that person obviously, if they're high strung or whatever, they're not at that place to have an adult conversation.
Some people aren't. Some people are not ready to have any type of conversation. Shit shows.
Especially people who ignore and like go ghost and shit like that. Like
People that are the emotional maturity is such a big thing. And I think that's another thing to add to my list. Like, are you emotionally mature in terms of relationships? Because like, can I tell you something that you did that bothered me without you being like defensive, trying to make excuses? I mean, defend whatever, but like, I'm sorry goes a long fucking way. And I feel like people don't know how to apologize. Just like, oh, I did it because it's like, just fucking say you sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like so many issues that I've had with people could have been squashed, and they were just like, "Yo, my bad, I fucked up."
Yeah.
see, that's love language though too, because that's basically the words of affirmation for you is important. Like for me, like I don't. It depends what you did, but if you're just saying you sorry, like that's not good enough for me.
Yeah, your action.
Like,
You have to see that you actually.
Yeah, your actions behind it, or like, what are you sorry about? Like, how can we move forward? Like, what's going on? What is not gonna happen again? So it's a lot more than just those words, but it also depends what if it's something small. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel there's a lot of folk that apologize and go back to do the same shit.
yeah,
I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Where dealing with somebody that just she would apologize and then next week you do the same thing. It's like, yo, your fucking apologies don't mean shit at this point, bro. Like your
Right.
apologies are as like everything you say is fucking invalid at this point because
Right.
you keep doing the same fucking shit that I ask you not to do, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's with anybody. Like, you keep fucking slapping somebody, apologizing, and eventually you're gonna slap the shit out of you right back, and you'll be tight. So it's like you really gotta,
mean what you
you gotta
say.
mean what you say. Like your word is key.
But to that point, at what point do you have to apologize to yourself for continuing to accept these apologies?
Talk about it.
Dog, that's
the point of therapy, right? So that you can acknowledge or just self awareness. You
Mhm.
wanna understand what it is you're going through and have that knowledge to not keep repeating the same lessons.
That's real. That's real, man. I've had to forgive myself for a lot of shit.
That's the first person you gotta forgive.
And that's something that I didn't realize until like my breakup.
To forgive yourself.
Yeah, because like I made a mistake I made, and I felt like it was continuously held against me. But then it's like, okay, have I forgiven myself? Fucking she forgave me. Have I forgiven myself for what I did? I didn't. It took me a while to be like, you know what? You did what you did. That shit was years ago. You not done it again. Like you can't beat yourself up. Like I think what it is too is like I always felt like the need to defend myself in my childhood because I was always told I did something, you did this, you did that. So it's like
And you were the only guy, right?
yeah, I was the only child. I'm the only child of my moms and shit. I got siblings and stuff, but I've always felt the need to defend myself and like try to make my case, and so it's hard for me to like forgive myself and stuff because I always feel like I'm doing something wrong. That's another thing.
What do you feel like? Well, I'll tell mine first. 'Cause I know. What's one of your biggest flaws? Like for me, I feel like my biggest flaw is like I express too much. Whereas like I feel like I should analyze the situation a little bit more, and then before I unload.
That's that fire sign shit.
It is, but it's like awareness. Like I know it, but I still fucking do it.
For me,
What's one of your biggest flaws?
my biggest flaw. Okay. Biggest flaw. I think. I have expectations. And I think that when something's going good, meet somebody that I'm feeling, me her clicking, I'm doing this, that, and third. I start getting really excited about it, and like I started.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be ignoring red flags, like,
Yeah.
and it could be a red flag as small as like the this little thing on the gush,
Yeah.
but it's so small.
Hey,
it's
we
still a
don't.
red flag.
Gushers don't promo us, so
You know what I'm saying? It's still
unless
there.
y'all want to.
It's, it's still there. It's such a small red flag, but it's like it's still a red flag. You know? And I think for me, I was always looking at them as like, oh, it's not a red flag. It's just, oh, maybe it'll change as time goes
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
That
That's
maybe
the
it'll
biggest
change,
fucking
will
mistake.
fuck you up because you
Yeah.
continue to remain in that shit. You'll never let it go.
Especially like, I don't know if they ever talked about it in therapy, but like a lot of it comes from like people pleasing, because it's like you feel like, oh, I could change them, or I'm gonna give them all this love so that they could show me, and we could work on it, and they could be better, and all this shit.
I used to be trying to say, I used to be, because like I felt like I always dated a lot of girls that were broken, been through all types of sexual abuse, physical abuse, this, like all types. They've been through so much shit. What if I treat her right?
Yeah.
No. Because like she has X amount of years of trauma that she hasn't yet scratched the
Right.
surface off. What the fuck do I look like thinking that I'm gonna come in and love
Save
that
her.
shit off me?
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta be realistic about that. That's all another part of like,
The other person got to be ready.
knowing your level and shit. So, but that's my biggest flaw. Red flags, not highest expectations.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Word.
Jess.
I was gonna say the same thing, that I expect too much from people. Give people the benefit of the doubt, and it doesn't.
And you think
Wow.
people are gonna be like you? And they fucking
Yeah,
not.
I do.
Uh-huh.
That right there, you
Yeah.
can't expect you out of people. You cannot. 'Cause I know I got a girl. I know I'm, try to be as upfront and honest as possible. Like real shit, don't nobody owe me that, and that's something that's been hard for me too.
You know what though? It shouldn't be like that, and we
It
shouldn't
shouldn't.
have to think like that. We all should.
Be honest and be accountable.
We
be
all
able to-
should
yeah.
be we are deserving of someone with a good heart.
But unfortunately, I think what it is too, G, is like the dating game is such a fucking
Mess.
because technology, like our generation, we went from zero technology to all the technology in the span of 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Our generation is a generation of change. We've literally gone from studying from fucking what's that? Encyclopedias.
Oh yeah.
Encyclopedias.
Big
To
ass.
Google. You know what I'm saying? We went from
Yellow pages.
Big, you know what I'm
Remember?
saying?
Yeah.
Big
Yo,
ass flip
real quick.
phones like
I'm
this.
sorry, let me
No, go ahead.
The other day we ended up I was getting the mail and they left the yellow pages and it was like so thick. I was like, wait, what the
Nobody's
fuck?
listening no more.
Nobody got house phones no more. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
true.
We went from
Yeah.
big ass phones like this to freaking
Uh-huh.
iPhones that can, you know what I'm saying, track your location. So with all that, I feel like the dating game has been affected so much because we went from, all right, blind dates, I'm meeting a person, to I'm gonna swipe right on your ass.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so with that, technology has enabled people so much to be able to live a facade. Number one. Number two, it takes away the accountability factor when you're talking to somebody on the app, because instead of them being like, or even through text, instead of a person being like, yo, I don't think this is gonna work out, they just ghost you. Which that shit burns me the fuck up, because it's like, bro, we can have an honest conversation. You just be like, yo, I'm not feeling this. And for women, I completely understand, because niggas is crazy. Sometimes y'all could, yeah, they do, but like sometimes,
You know what though? I get the ghosting thing if it's like someone you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just someone you met off a dating app. Y'all talk, have 2 conversations, and you're just not feeling the vibe. That's fine.
I mean, okay, this is how I look at it.
But if it's someone you actually connecting with and y'all chilled or y'all had multiple conversations and you just ghosting people for no reason, that's when it's tricky.
Yeah, but my thing is like this. It should just be like, yo, I'm not really feeling this.
That's true.
Wish you the best.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes niggas is crazy and will try to kill somebody over that. I get it. So like, I get why women ghost more. You know what I'm saying? But I also am like, if I'm showing you that I am not the type of person that's gonna do no shit like that, like we've had nothing but grown-up conversations. I've been nothing but open and honest with you and real with you about shit. Why the fuck do you think that ghosting, like what?
After one conversation?
No, not after one conversation.
Okay.
I'm talking about we've been talking, we've been hanging out.
Yeah. That's different.
That's that old fuck shit I don't like. But even on the dating app, sometimes like, people imagine like that was something
No,
I
that
had
shit's
to.
overwhelming.
Yeah, I
Dating
had to
apps
get
are
used to
very
that.
fucking overwhelming.
I had to get used to that too, though, because like there was girls that I matched with, it was unmatched. Okay, I used to feel away at first, but then like you get to a point, it's like, all right, you match 100 people. Out of those 100 people, 50 are gonna unmatch you.
It's just the
10 of
conversation
them,
be the
yeah.
same shit. Hey,
Hey, what do you do
beautiful.
for work?
Hey,
Hey,
how you
beautiful.
doing?
Hold on, 'cause I
I'm
don't
saying
know
like
if I
the
see
whole.
Let's make that real motherfucking clear.
Okay. Well, that's what goes down. over
Islam Queen, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't do dating apps. That sounds horrible.
They don't say Grand Rising, Grand Rising
Grand
Queen. They don't hit you with that.
Grand slumbers. You know what I'm saying? That's how they say goodnight. They say grandiose slumbers. But anyway,
I hate you.
Cityy, what's your biggest flaw?
Oh yeah.
I would say like in a relationship.
In general.
in general,
I'll say I'll just use in a relation. That was the first thing that came to mind. Self-regulation when someone changes my emotion when I don't see it coming.
Elaborate.
So like,
That was deep.
let's say someone just gets like my girl just gets me tight, like out of the blue. Like I didn't even see it coming. Things are going smooth, date's going great, and then she just does something that just gets me tight. Like, it takes me a while to self-regulate to be able to have a conversation for us to figure it out. So, like, her thing is she hates to go to bed without having those conversations. Me, I'm perfectly fine with going to bed. Like, don't talk to me. Like, leave me alone. I'll go in the living room, go to sleep. I'll throw on ESPN. Like, I'm fine.
How much time do you feel like you need in order to?
I just gotta go to sleep.
And then wake up the next day.
Wake up.
Will you ignore it or you just sleep under the rug?
Depends on how I feel when I wake up.
That's
Like,
bad, JT.
It is. That's my flaw. That's my flaw.
I respect it.
and I'm
That's my
and
flaw.
That's
Yeah.
Because like, I've been through so much death in my life, so like for me, I can't really go to bed mad at somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I also get where you coming from because I'm the type of person like, we get in a fight, I may need to go take a drive and like step away.
Or
Mhm.
So like,
I shut down.
I gotta gather
Mhm.
my
When I
thoughts.
get
You know
mad,
what I
I shut
mean? And like,
But space is respectful. It's not about taking space because at the end of the day, everybody copes with it and deals with things different. But what's important is that y'all have that conversation so that it doesn't have to keep happening and become a cycle.
But the issue I've experienced, I won't speak for anybody else, but the issue I've experienced is like when I've tried to take space, it's not respected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had women block the door when I'm trying to walk out and just
Yeah.
step outside for a minute and gather myself. So you know,
Right.
it's
Because
like you
then
gotta,
she's in her emotion.
yeah,
She's
it's
not.
like, yo,
Yeah.
what if something happens to you? I'm literally going to walk around the fucking conference. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I will be fine. You know, so.
I've been there before. Like I like I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, but space sometimes didn't work out for me because I felt like I was being ignored, right? Like I felt like that person wasn't trying to deal with the issue, but also because it was a toxic cycle. So the same shit kept happening, and I would get tight because it's like, all right, what the fuck? We gonna keep going through this shit? You're gonna keep walking out or doing whatever. We argue, we fight, blah blah blah, and then we wake up or we have sex and everything's fine, and then we forget about the fucking problem.
Mhm.
And that's why that's a list too. That's important to understand, like your partners, how they deal with
Right.
shit when they're angry. Like how do you want to deal with things? Like how do you deal with things when you're
Right,
upset?
right.
Do you
Mhm.
want space? Do you want to talk about it right there? Like a lot of these questions, like just there's so many conversations I feel like that need to be had when you jump into a relationship. And like on top of that, you gotta live with somebody too.
To actually know them. Yeah.
To really know them, because like I will say, with me and my long-term ex, like I knew a lot about her. We spent a lot of time with each other. Like we were always at each other's spot. But like once we moved in together, it was
That's
like,
what you see.
Yes,
Everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I see your habits. I see how clean you are or not clean. I see
Mhm.
if you leave clothes on the floor. I see like you don't like washing dishes. Like you do this, do that, and like I feel like, excuse me, long term, everybody should take at least a year or two to live with the person that they're looking to be with. You know what I'm
Before
saying?
they
'Cause,
get
like,
married and stuff.
yeah, because
Have
if you,
children.
this is the thing. If I'm with you, let's say we were together a year and a half, and we moved together for like another year and a half after that. If by the end of those 3 total years, I don't feel like I want to marry. If I want to marry you less than I did when we first met, That's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? If I'm living with you and I don't want this shit to end, it's like in there.
Yeah.
We also got to be honest with ourselves about, do we really want to be with somebody? Like, is it that we want to be with this person, or do we not want to be alone?
Well, yeah. And then how we always talk about too, like once you're in a relationship, you live together, your bills become combined.
Correct.
Rent is cheaper. You get comfortable. You can't afford to do it by yourself. So it's like you settle and you're doing shit for the wrong reasons.
Right. You got to be able to be sure. This is what my big cousin always told me. Like, my cousin and my mom were like, yo, nigga, whatever you do, make sure you can afford that apartment by yourself. You have to be able to do that. And I think a lot of people get caught up in like, okay, yeah, we're a partnership for sure. And like they forget about themselves and like think that like if they're making sure that they're good outside of the relationship, that it's like being selfish. It's like it's not. If shit goes wrong.
Or even on a positive light. Like think of it this way. Let's say y'all rocking,
Positive.
y'all doing good, and the girl loses her job, or the girl loses her job, or she has a child and she can't go back to work, and y'all can't afford childcare, whatever. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like the man's role is to lead and to take charge of those situations, right? So even in that situation, like as a man or even a woman, in different aspects, like a man, you want to make sure you're financially set. That way, no matter what happens, you're still good within yourself. So
I got a question for all of y'all. What is the purpose of a relationship?
I'll go first.
I would say to build a family.
To build a family.
Yeah.
So
I know
do you?
not for everybody it's the same, because there are some people who don't see themselves having kids or whatever the case is. But I would say it's to build a family, to build a foundation for your children.
But do you necessarily need a relationship to do that?
To build a family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to piggyback off of her, I feel like a relationship, because like she said, sometimes children is not a factor, right? So I feel like when it comes down to a partnership of any sort, right? A relationship, however you want to word it, because at the end of the day, it's just labels. It's about building each other up and giving each other the proper tools to elevate one another. And sometimes one brain isn't gonna get you to your fullest potential. Like your friends pull out things inside of you just like a partner can. Like you mirror each other. So if y'all going through a problem, like how you saying, you found out your flaw through your girl, because without that situation, you would have never known that was a flaw. So it's like it helps you become a better person, and that's how you build a legacy. Because it's like if y'all both on the same page and vibrating at a high frequency, like it is only gonna get better, and you're gonna build things and children or whatever businesses, just y'all two, and just create and be better for society.
I'm gonna dovetail. That's a new corporate word, dovetail. You know what I'm saying? Circle back and follow up. Right? Yo, that corporate talk, I'll be catching myself doing that shit. Like, nah, to your point, I really felt the way about that too. Anyway, kind of same thing G said. For me, the purpose of a relationship is to build an empire with that person, somebody to go on adventures with, somebody to kind of reflect. We're reflecting off of each other. I'm saying we're bringing out the best in one another. We're starting a family. We're just building together. We're creating. Because everybody, like, our human instinct is to reproduce, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But it's different when you're just reproducing and you're like reproducing with somebody that you actually care about, and
Right.
want to be with, and you want the good and bad. You want all of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like a relationship for me, everybody has a different definition of it. I don't think a relationship has a specific universal purpose.
You do what works for you,
Correct.
what matches up with your values, and
So
whatever
you
you
may
want.
think, we all may think different things in terms of purposes, but for me, it's definitely that. Just like, I want my favorite person. We got to Bali. Get your passport, get your global entry ready. Because you know how global entry in. Cash out.
And to be able to have that trust in a person,
Yeah.
like trust is so hard to find. So if you could build that with one person for the rest of your life, that's a beautiful thing. I always tell people like, if you found your person and you have the good outweighs the bad, like stick that shit out.
Absolutely.
Stick that shit out because it's hard out here. Like we saying like this shit is a mess. There's so many damaged individuals out here, but the biggest problem with that
They
is
don't go to therapy.
you don't necessarily have to be healed in order to be in a relationship. Like I'm saying, like y'all could heal one another once you're self-aware of what is going on with you. So.
And the reason why I asked that question is because my follow up to that is being that everybody has their own definition of a relationship. Do you feel like that's one of the main reasons why relationships don't work? Is because people don't discuss, well, what is the purpose of this relationship?
Well, yeah, because communication.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay.
expressing what it is that you're looking for, or someone's telling you what you're looking for, and you just don't want to hear it, and you still do X, Y, Z. So it's about being on the same page with somebody. Like
A lot of people just aren't. Again, this all goes back to the hard conversations.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just don't want to have those tough conversations because I don't want to upset them.
Yeah, it's like it's going so good right now. I don't want to piss
Yeah.
you off.
Mm.
It's like you can't be afraid of that, but that also comes from childhood trauma. It
Always.
also comes from like how we were raised. Like, okay, I don't want to bring this up to my parent because I know my parent's going to be upset. Maybe so you like afraid you walking on eggshells because you're afraid to have a conversation. Then you have the conversation. So you didn't even go that bad.
Yeah.
You know, so
and then when is it ever a right time to bring up like
right.
a conversation? Like you just walk in like, so babe.
I don't like the way you texted me this morning with a period at the end. I felt like you were upset. I didn't like that.
Then the guys gonna think you always nagging and
But then also that also comes with like niggas that are secure within themselves. Because like if your girl got an issue with something, she bringing it up to you in a respectful way. Babe, I felt the way about such and such. Like you as a bitch should be like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. What can I do to fix it?
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, and I dated somebody that when I asked like, what do you need or what can I do to fix it, she got upset. It sounds like customer service. So what the fuck you want me to say, bro? Like I'm trying to fix
Those
it.
are the ones that ruin it.
Mhm.
You know, there's and not everybody's like that, but it's just like, you know, if you're with somebody that actually wants to work on it with you, like work with them, if not get the fuck out. That's it. You know, I think a lot of people too, they get into this mind frame of what they want their relationship to look like, what it should be, and then when it's time to be about the action, they get scared.
Yeah.
So whatever it may be. I've dealt with a lot of runners.
It's timing too. Like if I always feel like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like you can, like in the dating world, right? Because dating is kind of new to me, right? This is the longest I've ever been single. I've been single for like maybe I don't know, year and a half, almost 2 years. You've been single 4 years.
Almost. It's gonna be 4 in December.
So for me, it's like I have no problem with being patient with people, right? Because at the end of the day, like I want somebody to be patient with me because I'm not ready to be in a relationship either, right? But at the end of the day, like if you happen to meet someone and yeah, vibe or whatever the case is, like I won't hold myself back. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's all about timing because you have to feel that. You have to know when you're ready, and that other person has to match that.
Correct. Yeah, matching energies, man. Understand how important it is.
Yeah.
A lot of these relationships or situations. First of all, there's too many situationships these days.
Yes.
There's too much of the like, yo, you know, we going out, we doing this, that, and the third, but we don't have a title, and it drags on for like a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Because the people accept that, and you don't set boundaries, and you don't be like, listen, I like you a little bit too much for us to be a situationship. We are gonna be
what the fuck we doing?
saying more, or I'm gonna have to let this go.
And that right there, setting boundaries is so hard because like you gotta be comfortable with the fact that niggas are not gonna like that you set boundaries.
Yes.
As soon as you set the boundaries, like for the ways.
Or you're gonna step back and then they're gonna spin the block.
Let me tell you, spin's gonna spin.
All the time.
They've been spinning this motherfucking game. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, they have been spinning like a carousel. They've been spinning back to me. And then you gotta get to a point like for
me, I've had to be like, yo, shut that shit down. You can't keep that niggas back in when they spin that block. You can't
Yeah.
keep doing that, especially if you're not seeing substantial, not moderate, substantial improvement. You know what I'm saying? Amelioration from the previous situation, if you will. If you're not seeing niggas step it up and like you can like tangibly, like the vibe through the text message changes. Like you're seeing them more. Like if you're not seeing substantial change and they spinning the block, they need to stay where they at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
You can't be afraid to block niggas' numbers. You can't be afraid. Like I always was like, oh, block. She hit me up. Yo,
Yeah,
fuck her.
of
I'm blocking her. Bye.
You wanna know? You curious what they're gonna say?
Yeah. And then it's like you get to a point where it's like, you know, you fumbled in the bag. I'm the bag. You fumbled me.
That's when you know you're done. Like,
Yeah.
like that shit.
or
It
you're
took me.
it's whatever.
I'm done. Like with my ex, I don't even give a flying fuck that boy if he gotta say anything.
When I'm calm and like we get into a fight and I'm calm and I'm like not like I'm just like if I don't feel myself getting
Exactly.
heated at you,
That's
that's
it.
how I
It's
know I'm
over.
done.
I'm
'Cause I'm
done.
like,
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want to me, like you fucking bitch.
Or even like if somebody mentioned their name or something, and it's just like,
It don't even set you up.
yeah,
Who?
like what? Who?
Mike Jones?
Who that?
Word.
But that's a beautiful place to be in, right? Because it's like if you've been through so much, and then you finally get that feeling where it's like you got peace, and you're okay to let it go, and you're ready to just explore life and continue on and see what the next, journey and level up is. I think all my exes, like on some shit, like I have learned so much about myself, and it was rough, and I've been through mad shit, but it made me who I am today. So
She gorgeous.
I can't even shit on them. I don't. And everything that I share is from my experiences.
That's a good point. Too. I used to be so mad. I was so fucking mad. I was like, fuck her. Da 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 da.
Yeah, of course.
da.
In the beginning.
But then now it's like, yo, you know what? Like, we probably never will speak again because there's really nothing for us to talk about. Like, there's really no reason to take anything. But it's like, you know what? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
And like, do I want to say I'm grateful for the experience? This is debatable. You know what I'm saying? But I also am at a different level of peace with it, which is like, yo, you know what?
That's what it is.
Yeah. That people enter your life for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reason and a season, if you will. But then sometimes there's people that just come and fuck shit up, and it's like, yo, why you
Well,
peace?
that is also for a reason. Should they come to fuck shit up because there's things fucked up within your own energy that you need to address, so that you don't keep attracting the same type energy. Like,
okay. Nah, that was good.
Nah, like childhood traumas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have daddy issues. So for me, I was always trying to fill that void and people pleasing and dealing with shit, staying in relationships that people was doing me dirty.
Correct.
Doing way too much for somebody and not being reciprocated because I felt like I wanted that approval. And now I don't give a fuck about neither relationship or my father. So I know I'm worth it, and I don't need nobody to tell me.
Say it again. What?
I know.
You know what?
I just want my ex to come and get his shout on my fucking stories. Like, that's all I want.
What you said? You said earlier. You said you know you what?
I'm worth it.
You worth it.
I
we
am
just
worthy.
sometimes just want niggas to repeat themselves because you gotta affirm that kind of shit.
I am worth
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Everybody.
I am worthy of love.
Everyone at home tell you
My
you're worthy of love. Affirm yourself.
We are all worthy.
We are, yo. And that's a hard thing too. Is like when you so used to like feeling like you're not worthy, get into that point of like, you know what, nigga, I am like that. That's a journey, and it's not something. It's every day.
You could say it, but not that too, but the action of it. So like I could sit here and say I'm worthy of love, I deserve love, and still make stupid ass decisions.
That was me for a while. You know,
but God knows I'm trying.
Self-awareness.
I'm trying. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying.
And that's all we can do, right? Is just keep working on ourselves and just keep trying and hoping for the best. Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Anything else?
I want to. Oh, did you do a question? I didn't tell you when to stop.
Oh, you want to tell me what's up? Okay.
Stop. Second page.
Second page. Okay. I like this one right here. What is the last thing you've done that you were really proud of?
This, my podcast.
Oh,
Because I think it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm going to say this because I think I've said it a couple of times. My whole life, right? All my friends used to come to me for advice. So I was always the person to like uplift people. And now that I've been through what I've been through, I'm able to shed light not just off my intuition and what my gift is, but off of experience. So doing the podcast and talking about things and different topics, not only do we have fun, but I'm learning so much more about myself through other people. And I think that's such a great accomplishment.
Yeah. I would say, I think I've said this before, just my ability to be able to multitask different shit, like be a present parent and be present here, and then also for a job and everything. That's what I'm mostly proud of, being able to handle everything that I need to handle.
correct. Jay?
The question was, what am I most proud of? I would say,
Recent accomplishment.
Oh yeah.
I'll say finishing the school year. Every year, every year of teaching, it comes with new challenges and new opportunities, and to get through it is an accomplishment.
Shout out Black male teachers.
Or appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He does a lot for the kids.
Did you ever open your gift?
I did.
You
Thank
did?
you.
Oh,
Yes, I never got a
cool.
chance to thank y'all.
That's
I think I
right.
put it in the closet. Yeah, when we cleaned up, we put stashed it in the closet. Yes. I loved it.
Yeah, being a teacher is so.
That's not
it's
easy.
Not
such
easy,
a-
bro.
it's not an easy.
Y'all don't
Nah.
get paid enough.
Yeah, that shit is this is a war zone.
You gotta have such a passion for this shit for you to be a teacher. Like, I thought about it when I was younger, and I was like, let somebody else do it. I love kids, I really do. But I got enough kids in my family. Like, y'all teach you guys.
Yeah, teaching 134 kids every day is not. It's not easy. It's not easy. But yeah, but it must be done. So
Yeah,
I
Somebody
mean,
gotta do it.
yeah, and I feel like as long as you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're doing it through your passion and your gift, then it's not really work. Like, it's not hard for me to go in and teach.
Yeah.
Like, I could just do it. I could come up with a lesson like that. So for me, teaching isn't hard, but I feel like that's my calling.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as you're doing whatever it is you're doing through your gift or through whatever it is you feel like your calling is, it don't feel like work.
Let me ask you this: if we was to open our own school,
Mm-hmm.
would you with it?
Yeah, of course. I'd rather work with family than someone else's vision.
Yeah, because I feel like that needs to be done. Where
Yeah.
the community kind of makes their own school because of the curriculum that they trying to go now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people think that starting a school is super complicated. It's really not. There are plenty of examples. I know one, for example, like in Georgia, they have like 13 kids in the entire school.
Right, you can start small.
Yeah,
Right.
we could definitely start a school. It's just the whole planning and stuff, but that's a whole nother.
Conversation.
Yeah.
That's another build.
Yeah.
This is good.
Word.
Yeah, I'm so with that. But yeah, I guess we could wrap it up. How was your experience?
Oh, it was great. I didn't even get to answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Usually the person who asks us the question don't really.
No, it's fine. Skip it.
No, go ahead. Oh, I want to hear it.
What am I proud of? I mean, shit, I just got my black belt in December. After quitting, appreciate y'all. After quitting Taekwondo at 14, you know what I'm saying? And like having dreams about it for so long, restarting at 28. It's like, damn, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of put me in a place of like, yo, I can really do anything at whatever age. age.
Mhm.
I started taking up rollerblading again recently. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I quit that when I was younger. I found myself doing all the things that I quit when I was younger.
Channel your
Now,
inner child.
Yeah, and it's honestly kept me so fucking youthful.
Mhm.
Just because I go to taekwondo. Like, you know how Jay's passion is teaching. Mine is like being in taekwondo, but like the kids keep me so youthful because they're all teenagers.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
keeping up with them, so that like kind of keeps me on my shit. And then just where I've come with piano, because like there was times where I would like watch videos of some of my favorite YouTubers and I didn't understand shit they were saying. Now it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, you nice with the keys. I'll give you that.
yeah.
No, you're sorry. I'm aged. Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool that you know everything that you know, like the languages, the music, the
Very
Knowledge is
versatile.
power.
yeah,
Knowledge
that's
is so
really
much
awesome.
power. You have to. Like, I just feel like you gotta
Late
pour into yourself.
Late night powder.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having the
Yes,
kid.
thank
You know what I'm saying? I
you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I like the lives. I fuck with it. I feel like it gives us an opportunity to just be us, talk, still spread wisdom. Words.
Blunt wisdom.
Wow.
Any weekly wisdom on leave away?
Ooh.
Weekly wisdom. Knowledge is power, like he said. I think it's great for you to learn new things. You never know how they come in handy, and to just be a present person. Whatever it is you got going on, to just be present. Yeah.
Weekly wisdom form?
You know, this is gonna sound simple as hell, but take pictures. You know,
Ooh,
what I mean?
that's
I've been up here all week, and you know, I went to go. I'm not gonna brag. I went to Maryland to go see my great aunts. They were like their 70s. My mom was like, you know, make sure you take pictures with your aunts. I'm like, you know what? You're right. So I saw my little sisters for the first time in 10 years. I made sure we took pictures. My nephew's graduation, made sure we took pictures. Met my goddaughter. She's a week old. Made sure I took pictures of that. You know, a lot of the time it's better to be present in the moment, but like you should take pictures.
Keep the memories.
Just something to remind you of, because I feel like I'm a very visual person. When I see a picture, I can remember exactly what's going on. So take pictures.
Yeah.
JT?
The answer is within.
Word. Love that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
within. Double M.
Word.
I like that.
That's actually my favorite rapper, Rick Ross.
Ricky Rose.
Yeah, it's my favorite rapper.
Love Wisdom
Did you have the car show
Podcast.
already?
I don't know.
I remember last year when they were doing it, I was in Atlanta. That shit was crazy. I heard like a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah.
Weekly wisdom for me: surround yourself around people who build you up. We don't have time to be stagnant. We don't have time to be in the past. Take everything that you've learned and use it, because like JT said, all the answers are within.
Word. Oh, sorry. Wait, one more thing. There is a good Netflix. I don't know if it's a movie or documentary with
Seth Rogen, what you were telling me about?
Seth Rogen. Was it Seth?
The
Jonah.
therapy one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you watch it?
No.
Yeah,
I
watch
have
that.
Netflix, but-
It's with Jonah Hill, and
Jonah Hill,
he's
okay.
interviewing his therapist. So it's a really, really introspective, like
Like a doc, like
yeah.
like
So
an actual therapist?
he sits down with his therapist, but he's interviewing him, and they go into like it gets deep. So I definitely,
I wanna check that out.
yeah, definitely check that out. Yeah, you need a
Whoever
Netflix
wants to
account.
share their
Pass me,
Netflix
please,
password.
Thank
I appreciate the love.
I
got
out for
Hulu.
help.
I got Hulu. We could trade on.
Okay,
I got
okay.
Hulu. I got Stars. I got HBO Max. I got all that.
Well,
Wow.
Netflix,
When I
you
don't
can't
got it,
share
it's
anything
Plus.
anymore.
That's true.
Oh shit, I forgot about. Yeah, they charging for that now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sure.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
So, thank you everyone for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you guys are liking the videos. If you're digging them, make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Share, family, friends, neighbors,
And turn on post notifications.
Yes.
Yep.
Lonz, let them know where to find you at.
You already know, at Lonz Cityy with 2 Y's, LONZCITY.
It's
Don't
linked
ask why,
below.
watch your mouth.
Link below. And of course, go follow the network, the team, 40 Central. They live every Thursday.
Central.
Make sure you go check that out. Big 40, everything.
40 cents.
Until the next time, bitches.
Later.
Peace.